What's up, everybody? Today I want to talk about a wild scenario that popped into my head. What if Caitlyn Clark walked away from the WNBA? Don't panic. She hasn't actually left, but let's run this thought experiment and see just how devastating it would be for the league. Imagine for a second, the league's brightest young star, this one-woman phenomenon, the kind of crossover superstar the WNBA has never seen before, gone overnight. For Caitlyn fans, that thought is terrifying. But for some in the WNBA's orbit, there might actually be a sigh of relief, maybe even a tiny fist pump of victory. Despite all the prosperity Caitlyn's brought to the league, the jealousy around her has been unreal. We've heard it time and again. Apparently her accolades are just because she's a white girl from the middle of America. As Stephen A. Smith highlighted, the narrative is that the players attacking her are somehow the victims. Imagine setting college scoring records, becoming the face of women's hoops, only to be told your hype is just based on your skin color. So let's play this game. What if Caitlyn actually walked away? Hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the fallout, because it would be absolutely cataclysmic for the WNBA. First thing to crash? TV viewership. During her rookie season, Caitlyn was a ratings magnet. Indiana Fever games averaged 1.19 million viewers, while games without her averaged just 394,000. She was pulling 3 times the audience of other games. Almost every WNBA game that hit 1 million viewers featured her. Those are splits no single athlete in any sport can claim. Not LeBron, not Brady. Take her out of the equation, and those million-plus audiences vanish. A Friday Night Fever game that drew 1.2 million with Caitlyn, it drops to 400,000 or less without her. Need proof? After Caitlyn's playoff exit last season, some headlines celebrated that the finals still pulled decent numbers. What they didn't mention: Game 2 of Caitlyn's first-round series against Connecticut drew 2.5 million viewers, the largest cable audience in WNBA history. No other playoff game came close. Then there's attendance. Caitlyn's impact on putting butts in seats was just as dramatic. The Fever set franchise records last year with over 340,000 fans at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Before Caitlyn, they averaged 4,000 fans per game. With her, 17,000 plus, a 319% increase. It wasn't just Indianapolis. On the road, Caitlyn games saw an 88% attendance spike. The Washington Mystics moved their Fever game to Capital One Arena, and 20,711 fans showed up, the largest crowd in WNBA history. Think about the fallout. All those fans who paid premium prices to see her, all those arenas that upgraded specifically for her games, all those special ticket packages, gone. You'd see resale tickets flood StubHub and embarrassing empty seats everywhere. The biggest story is what Caitlyn's exit would mean for the WNBA's future. That media exposure and cultural relevance she generates would vanish. No more viral videos with YouTube stars like Dude Perfect. No more ESPN debates about her latest feats. Think about the fan pipeline, too. How many kids has she brought to the game? How many NBA players tweeted about the WNBA for the first time because of her highlights? Take her out, and that pipeline shrinks dramatically. Then there's sponsorships. Caitlyn is a marketer's dream, talented, charismatic, with a massive following. Nike signed her before she played a minute. Time magazine named her Athlete of the Year. Without her, the WNBA loses at corporate magnet. Jersey sales would plummet. Most devastating might be the impact on expansion and investment. There's been serious talk about new WNBA teams and owners riding this wave of popularity. If Clark left and numbers dropped, those investors would pump the brakes hard. The league could be set back a decade of momentum. And what about the players? Remember all that talk about leverage in CBA negotiations? Players feeling bold about demanding better pay and charter flights? If Caitlyn exits and numbers tank, that leverage evaporates. The dream of finally catching up to fair pay gets put on hold indefinitely. Here's the ironic twist. While the league would suffer massively without Caitlyn, I suspect some players would initially feel relief. Now we can spread the attention around evenly. They might think, people will finally notice us. But they quickly realized Caitlyn was making the pie bigger for everyone. Second and third-tier players were getting more exposure and endorsement opportunities than ever before. Without her, that pie shrinks for everybody. Do I actually think Caitlyn is going to leave the WNBA? No. Thankfully, this is purely hypothetical. But it's worth remembering that old saying, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button, and I'll catch you in the next video.